Ladies and gentlemen, we are now at ProSweets 2013 and I've made my way straight to the Schubert stand, and there's a reason why, because the gentleman next to me, Mr. Gerald Schubert, who we've known each other for a long time, is going to tell us all about his company, and it's absolutely fascinating how this company has made it from the beginnings to what they're doing now, and we're going to find out all about what Gerald has to tell us about Schubert. So Gerald, there's been some changes, hasn't there, in Schubert recently with the family, and some new developments that have been happening recently.
Yeah. So on the developments, as you know, and we can speak later about, we have of course great new inventions what we show here. Organizational wise, we have changed also a little bit. As my brother Ralph and myself, we became managing directors just recently. So we speak just about 2-3 months ago, when our father asked us to step into his shoes, so to say. So still my father still every day in the company.
Is he? Right, yeah.
Yes.
Still teaching you things and...
Yes, my father is still very deeply involved, mainly in product development.
Okay.
And Ralph, with background is informatics.
And Ralph is your brother, right? So
my brother Ralph,
yep.
yeah. He takes care for the technical design and for the assembly. Me, background engineering, the design. I stepped more towards sales. So I take care for the sales, and Ralph, he does more the technical.
Right.
Technical
you got this amazing piece of machinery here that is quite a market leader for you. But tell me about this machine and the industry and how you feel the industry is going right now in general.
Yeah.
How's it for Schubert?
What we see in the market, our customers, they ask more and more about flexibility. So they need to change over machines very, very rapidly. They cannot afford, let's say, to stop production, and they need an hour or even longer for changing the machine from one side to the other, one carton size to another, or from one product to the other. And our technology provides very, very quick changeovers. In fact, we just recently supplied the first machine changing over completely automatically.
Wow.
So you just press a knob and the machine is doing the changeover.
It's like one button and the whole thing goes.
Yes.
Right.
This is not a standard, but it is an option that our customers have. And the technology, what you can see here with that machine, basically, as you know, Schubert has standardized more than any other company in robotic packaging. And we have only 7 standard units. That's all we have. And we are trying to build our machines like BMW or Mercedes is building cars, assembling cars. So we have a very efficient plant in Greilsheim. What you see here, that is just one partial machine. So the Schubert technology is that you have partial machines. And you see this is just a perfect accessibility.
Yeah.
There's no cabinet.
Amazing.
The cabinet, of course, we have still a cabinet. That is on top here.
So how many pieces is this doing a minute?
This is doing, each arm does 100 a minute. 100 per minute.
Each arm. So how many arms have we got on this unit now?
We have, let's say, in this partial machine, there is one robot, what we call F44, because it has 2 arms.
Right.
So this robot does 200 products a minute. And we have 3 cells doing basically all the same. They have in the beginning, there's a vision system. This vision system is a Schubert invention.
Is it? Okay.
It is, in fact...
So what does it do, the vision system? It's kind of checking everything, the numbers and what's going on.
There's the product belt underneath.
Yeah.
And the vision system sees not only the position, but also the surface of the product.
Okay.
So let's say if this is if this would be not red, but the blue bar, it would not be picked.
Okay,
if the bar is too small, too big, then it also would not affect the line. It would just run through. But all the good ones are taken and placed into, and it is the latest innovation, what you see here, the trans module.
Okay, but this machine can pick up just about anything, can't it? Because I can remember we saw this thing picking up bunnies, and that was really funny. It's like all these bunnies going over.
All what you can grip by hand, this robot can do.
Right, so just about anything then?
You can think about, and we have done that.
Biscuits, Easter eggs, any shape, novelties.
Yes.
Incredible.
Technical articles, glasses.
So does the speed kind of change? I mean, if you've got a count line like this, does the speed change if you want to pick up something a bit more complicated, or?
What really makes the technology so innovative is that you see that the product flow and the flow of the transmodules
Yeah.
is in a counter orientated.
Yeah.
And that was in fact an innovation from my brother, from Ralph.
Oh, from Ralph, right.
And we got the patent for that.
Yeah.
That is the only way that you can ensure that you will not lose any product on the end of the line. At the same time, you load all the carbons with the right number of products. You
It's
see?
always good to have a clever brother, isn't it? Because I've got one as well. He's impossibly clever.
Absolutely.
So this whole thing, is it doing like 600 a minute?
Yes,
Is
yes, it does. Yeah.
That must make a huge difference to some factories where, when they get a piece of technology like this into their factory, it must change the whole production, doesn't it?
It is a modular approach. So let's say if this customer, let's say buying such a machine, has tomorrow 800 or 1,000 products a minute, he just needs to add 2 more modules. You see, it is a modular system.
Yeah. That's amazing. So what do you think the future is? For these type of machines. What's the industry? You're saying the industry is quite buoyant now, and things are picking up. What's your kind of opinion about the industry in general now, in the sort of chocolate, let's say chocolate bakery sectors?
What we have seen, the systems we supply, they get more and more complex. And the transport system, if you have different functions, like you need to erect the carton, you need to load the carton, you need to close the carton, you need to add leaflets, whatever. So you have different functions. And the key of everything is how you combine those functions. How do you transport, for example, the carton through the different frames? And this is exactly what we now do with this transmodule.
Okay.
Yeah. That makes lines very efficient, but also very easy to change over.
Yeah.
We have no chain, no flights, no side guides.
So, Gerald, can you tell me a bit more about the family? Because I've worked with my brother, had a fantastic time. It was very successful, and it was a similar sort of situation. My brother was very technical. He's far more intelligent than me, and I'm not saying that's a similar situation with yourselves. But so, what's the sort of how are things working now with the new sort of partnership with your brother and the family business?
So when I studied machine design, and at about the same time, my brother Ralph is 3 years older than me, but he was at the same time studying informatics, computer science.
Oh yeah.
And my father, he was very pleased with me doing machine design, and he said, I need machine designers, I don't need computer science.
Right.
But in fact, what Ralph does today, and if you look to our machines, how they look today, more than 50% of the value of such a machine is not in the mechanics, not in machine design, it is in the electrical cabinets. You see? It's about vision system, it's about software, electronic hardware. So Ralph takes in fact the more important part of the business, very important because we have all the invention, not so much in the mechanics, but more on the controls.
Okay. And what are the Schubert roots? I think we're talking about. I heard a story about a German football coach who has managed the Greek team. And what was his philosophy, and how does that connect with the bit of philosophy of Schubert?
So, Schubert is a nice company, and we build nice machines. But what you find there, let's say, we have also very good equipment to manufacture parts, and all that is just first class. But even so, all what you find there is nothing worth if you don't have the people inside the organization. So the people make the difference, and we are maybe not that small in our let's say in this niche, in that industry, but compared to many other companies, big multinational companies, of course we are relatively small.
It's nice because you're a family business. There's a lot of family business in confectionery, isn't there? So
yes,
and there's a connection there.
We have very often very close contacts to private-owned companies. We speak, let's say, directly to the owners, and they see what we can contribute, the know-how, the experience we have. And the story you mentioned with this coach, Otto Rehagel is his name, very famous German soccer coach, and he once in an interview he stated that money is not scoring goals. So it's not so much about some people that have a lot of money and they can invest and they can let's say provide a lot of resources, but the important thing is to have the right people and to have motivated people, and Schubert is like a family. And my father did a great job in building up the organization, always even getting bigger and bigger. And now we have in the group about 900 people. But even so, everyone feels like a member of the family. And that is very important, and it makes us very strong.
So it's quite a job to continue with the Schubert legacy now. So you have
absolutely, absolutely, yeah.
And keep scoring goals.
It's challenging, yeah.
Yeah.
But we do a good job, and I'm really proud also about my brother Ralph. He takes a very important role.
Yeah.
And like you mentioned before, he steps a little bit in the shoes of my father.
Yeah.
My father still every day in the company, but not, let's say, so much not so much active in the daily business, so to say.
It's like a mentor, sort of.
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
And it is very much like speaking about our customers. For example, I was last week in Alba at Ferrero. Michele Ferrero, he's now 88. Every day in the office. I have on the weekend. I have on last Friday Boyd Tannock's.
Boyd Tannock, we know Boyd very well, yes.
He has. I called him because he had birthday.
He likes your machines a lot.
Yeah, he does. He does. And I called him and said, Boyd, I thought I would not catch you in the office because this is your birthday. Yeah? And he had his 80th around birthday, and he said, of course I'm here. This is my home. Yeah? Yeah. Company is my home, and this is the kind of, you see, the entrepreneurs like Boyd Tannock, like Michele Ferrero, and my father is also the same of kind of character.
Yeah, it's like the saying, a good idea never goes away. You can't get rid of a good idea; it will keep coming back, and it's like a company. The philosophy keeps coming back.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I'm very excited for you, and I can't wait to come down and meet you and your brother and see how you're getting on. And,
I'm looking forward.
We'll do another interview in 2013.